Welcome to SHOT Show TV. I'm David Lombardo. We have with us Ryan Cleckner from Mayday Safety. Ryan, you have invented a very interesting system for schools, particularly, but actually even for home use.
Absolutely. It works for neighborhood organizations and churches and businesses. It sure does.
So tell us a little bit about Mayday Safety System. How does it work?
Well, to start with, Kyle Lamb and I from Viking Tactics and I have a military background, and we together were seeing all these emergencies that keep happening, whether it's natural disasters or it's incidents at schools or even workplace violence. And we saw one thing in common, and that was chaos and confusion and how everyone handled it. And Kyle and I thought, you know, we've got this figured out. We know how to handle emergencies in the military, and we had tools and tactics and training that worked for us. Why don't we just make those for the civilian world? And that's the easiest way to explain what we did. We made a smartphone app and a dashboard and a communication system that takes all of the panic on who's doing what and where and what's the problem and what am I supposed to do about it, and it just distills it into one control system for emergencies.
Now, the interesting thing is when you activate it, you actually can see where people are that need help.
You sure can.
How does that work?
Well, privacy was a big concern for us. So it's safety of kids followed by privacy is you cannot track where anybody is. Even our system can't. That was one of the things I wanted as designing it, is I can't tell where you're at except for when you're on your organization's location during an active emergency. So on people's smartphones, anyone, and it's a free app. So go get it now, use it for your families, make everyone safer, God bless. For organizations that want that dashboard, they can then see during the emergency, everyone turns into a gray dot with their location, and one by one, they turn green or red depending on their status, which allows first responders and leadership to just see, there's the problem, and everyone over there is safe.
So when you activate it, it actually comes up with a map, basically.
It does.
And it shows where each person is
Exactly
and if they
right.
need help.
Now, at the user level, it's not going to show you that, because we are aware that sometimes the person that's in charge of causing the emergency might be one of the people. So as the individual, you're allowed to push information up, but the leadership and first responders that can see that dashboard, I think it's straight out of a movie. When you see the big black screen and all the dots where everyone is, it's real, we made it. And so they can sit back and see what's going on, and communication is a big deal. In emergencies, some people can't read a sentence.
Oh, yeah.
They can't remember very basic things because they're panicked. So even in the emergency system, we don't allow answers. We allow the leadership to send out a question, and you got two buttons. Do you need help? Yes or no? Or are there casualties in your room? Yes or no? To help try and distill, not only make it easier for people to answer, but easier to interpret it on the leadership side.
Very interesting. Now, carrying on that same sort of safety subject, you have a children's safety book. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. Well, thank you. See, you can tell I've taken my trend of firearms industry teaching for the past year. I've taken that off, put almost everything on hold, and focused only on safety. And one of the reasons I did the book and the Mayday Safety, built that company, was because as an industry, we are fond of saying, because it's true, that banning guns won't work. It's true, it won't. But ending the conversation or argument there is sometimes a hard point to make. I think we should try to focus on banning guns won't work. Here's something that might. So that's why we made Mayday Safety as a potential solution, and that's why I made the children's safety book. It's talking about kids and firearms and having the angst and worry about children getting hurt. Well, let's do something about it. So I sat down and wrote a book because my daughter came home reciting fire and pool safety like that from school. And of course, they're never going to even bring up the word firearm in schools. I said, you know what, I need to do this. And as I started to write it, I stopped and thought, you know who needs this message more? Non-gun owners. Because they're the ones that have no idea when their kids are going to encounter a firearm, and they don't even know where to start. So I wrote the book on purpose to be as neutral as possible, not even mention or bring up guns until the very end, and sneak it in there with a message to parents that says, hey, your direct control or away from kids. Those are your two options.
So if people are interested, how do they get more information? How do they acquire it?
If they want the Mayday Safety app, the free app, they can go to their app store, either Google Play or iTunes. If they want to learn more about the company, they can check us out at maydaysafety.com. And if they want to check out the book, the best place is just my website, which is Ryan Cleckner. That's CLECKNER.com, and it lists my books and all my information.
This is a very popular subject now, particularly in churches. Our own church is literally dealing with that. And this is a very interesting solution.
I would say our biggest customer right now are houses of worship, synagogues and churches, because it's so easy for them to see, how do I communicate with everybody, and how do I know who got the message, and there's a standard of care. I don't mean just from lawyer speak. We owe each other a duty. Are we doing the best we can? Well, this might help.
It's good. It's great. It's Mayday Safety System, and it's good for church, home, and certainly for your business. Look them up.